All right, so now we're going to do slope from 2 points. So I'm not going to give you a nice, lovely graph. And there's actually a formula for this, so you don't have to plot the points and draw a line every single time. You don't have to do all that. Okay, so here's the formula. Please make sure you write it down. So the formula, so the letter they always assign for slope, or just kind of the understood variable for slope, is m. I don't know why, but that's what they picked, and so that's what we're going to stick with it because we're not changing what they've already created. Okay, so slope is m, and here is the formula. It is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, and so this is when you have two coordinates, and so you have the two coordinates and they're written as an ordered pair. So the first coordinate is x1, y1. The second coordinate is x2, y2. Okay, so that's where I'm getting those numbers. So remember, x coordinate comes first, then y. All right, so find the slope of the line through each pair of points. So first, I have found that people who label their points are a lot less likely to make a mistake, so it takes 2 seconds. So I'm going to start by labeling the first one x1, y1, and if it's going to be x1, the one that goes with it, the y number that goes with it, has to be y1 as well. You can't make it x1, y2. Can't do that. x1, y1, and then x2, y2. Okay, so now I'm going to take that and I'm going to plug it into my formula up above. So y2 is 2 minus your y1, negative 3, over x2 is negative 4 minus your 1, because you're x1. All right, so now let's work it out. This is not one I would put all in your calculator because you can make a mistake really easily, but if you're a little wobbly on your negatives and stuff, you could do like the top line over the bottom line and stuff like that. So just do it one at a time. So you could do 2 minus negative 3. That becomes plus positive. So 2 plus 3 would be 5. And on the bottom is negative 5 minus 1, which would give you, negative 4 minus 1, which would give you negative 5. And then as always with slope, you need to reduce your number if you can, and you always need to check. 5 over negative 5 reduces to negative 1. Okay, what happens if at the very beginning you're like, hey, I want the coordinate to be my x2, y2 coordinate instead of 1. We're not doing that. And then and then that means this one would be x1, y1. Say you flip-flopped it, what would happen? Let me show you. And you don't need to write this down. This is just for fun. Okay, so this would be negative 3, so y2 minus y1, 2, over your x2 is 1 minus negative 4. So this would end up with, on top, negative 2 minus 3, or 3 negative 3 minus 2 is negative 5 over 1 minus negative 4 would be plus positive, so over 5. Negative 5 over 5 is negative 1. So long story short, you get the exact same answer. So it doesn't matter, as long as you are consistent with labeling your points, you will get the answer correct if no matter which one you want to be your x1, y1 or x2, y2. Okay, let's do another one. So let's start by labeling them. I just like to do the first one, x1, y1, because I don't know, I just do. Comes first, I don't have to think about it. Okay, so let's plug it in. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so on top, 1 minus negative 4 would be positive 5 over negative 7 plus 15 would give you positive 8, I believe. Then try to reduce. 5 over 8, can it reduce? The answer is no. That's it. Okay, let's do another one. So we've got x1, y1, x2, y2. Set it up. It'll be 15 minus 14 over your x2, negative 18 minus 4. You would get 15 minus 14 is 1 over negative 22. And that is your answer. One thing to note, whenever you're writing negatives like that, you could write it a few different ways. But if you bring it out front, that's the exact same thing. Or you could even bring it in the numerator. But yeah, that answer is perfectly fine. Okay. Ooh, this is a good one. Don't check out on me yet. Do this one. So x1, y1, x2, y2, labeling them. All right, so we have y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, on top, 7 minus 1 gives you 6. Negative 4 plus 4 ends up being 0. Type that in your calculator. What does it say? 6 divided by 0. It gives you divided by 0 error probably, or undefined or something crazy. And the answer is because it is undefined. So this is actually, these points are going to make a vertical line. So that's why. And so the answer to this, do not put 0 because that's different. The answer is undefined. All right, let's do this one. x1, y1, x2, y2. So this would be negative 11 minus negative 20 over 5 minus negative 15. Go ahead and add them, or subtract them, which these turn into addition. So this would be 9 over 20, I believe. And you can't reduce that. We haven't had one you had to reduce yet. So that's your answer. All right, this one. x1, y1, x2, y2. So this would be 3 minus negative 9 over negative 11 minus negative 14. I think we need to reduce this one. Let's see. Okay, so all these negatives, look at me being so nice to you. All right, that ends up with 12 on top over 3. 12 over 3, that reduces to 4 over 1 or just 4. Okay, ooh, this is another good one. All right, so we're probably not going to do those bottom two, but we'll do this one. So let's do x1, y1, x2, y2. So this would be 4 minus 4 over 7 minus 3. So you would have 0 over 4. All right, so now stick that in your calculator. 0 divided by 4. That answer ends up giving you 0. Okay, so if the 0 is in the numerator, that's okay. That just means it's 0. And if it's in the denominator, that makes it undefined. If you forget that rule or you don't remember it, whatever, just type it in your calculator, double check. No shame in that. Okay, let's do one last one. Let's do J. We'll skip H and I. I know you're probably bummed about that, but that's okay. Try J by yourself. So I'm gonna label it really fast. So pause the video if you haven't already. So we've got negative 12 minus negative 3 over negative 6 minus 0. So that becomes plus positive. So that would be negative 9, I believe, over negative 6. So negative 9 over negative 6 reduces. It ends up being positive 3 halves, or 3 over 2. And remember, you can use your reducing fractions shortcut on this if you are rocky, or if it gets to be something really like hard to see and you don't see it, that's fine. You can do that. All right, that is it from slope from 2 points. Thanks for watching.